Now let's see what are the remedies that the buyer has against the seller. Now we reverse the situation. We were doing a situation where the buyer has not paid the price to the seller. So what are his rights? Now the situation is such that the seller has not given the goods to the buyer wherein he has paid the price. So now we have reversed the situation. Now the buyer is the aggrieved party here. So let's see what are the rights that he has against the seller. So the rights that he has are damages for non-delivery. The goods are not delivered by the seller. So whatever losses the buyer has incurred because of non-delivery, he can recover. Now losses may be because, if he would have got the delivery of the goods, he could have resold them. Now probably he'll not get that good a price, or the prices have fallen, or possibly the quality would have deteriorated. So whatever the losses the buyer has on, because of any reasons, he can recover, that loss to that extent which he has incurred, he can recover it from the seller. Suit for specific performance. Now suit for specific performance means here he can go to the court and ask the court that he is not happy with damages, but he wants the goods back. So the court will order a specific performance to the seller, wherein the seller will be required to specifically perform what he had promised. He had promised to give the goods, so he'll have to give the goods. Okay. Suit for breach of warranty. It is quite possible that the seller has given the goods, buyer has paid the price, the seller had given the goods, but there is a breach of warranty. We have seen there are many warranties which are implied. There may be some express warranties and there may be some implied warranties also. So there was some warranty which the seller has breached. He is not fulfilling his warranty. In that case also he may bring up a suit against the seller. Damages for cancelling the contract before the due date. Now here this is an anticipatory breach. So even for breach may be anticipatory or it may be actual, that is on the due date or after the due date. So even if it is anticipatory, it is quite possible the buyer may incur some losses. So if he incurs some losses because of anticipatory breach from the seller's side, he may always put a case against the seller. Suit for interest. Now we had studied that seller can recover interest from buyer for delayed period. In the same manner, whatever is the period of delay, the buyer may recover the interest from the seller. So these are the remedies the buyer has against the seller. Let's do a couple of questions on this. When the buyer gives price of the good and seller becomes insolvent, then what remedy is available with the buyer against the goods and seller? The seller has become insolvent. So does buyer have any right over the goods or against the sellers? The options are A. Only rateable dividend in respect of price. B. Goods if property in goods has passed to the buyer. C. No claim on goods. D. Either only rateable dividend in respect of goods or goods if the property in goods has passed to the buyer. That is either A or B. The rateable dividend here means the proportionate. No, what happens is a person becomes insolvent. Why does he become insolvent? Because his assets are less than the liabilities. So in this case, the seller's assets are less than his liabilities. So, when he distributes to his debtors, the creditors, his liabilities are more. So he'll distribute his assets to creditors. It is quite possible that sellers may not get the 100% of the amount. So each creditor may get 80% or possibly 60% or 50%, how much ever. So the buyer also stands in that category. He'll become the debtor of the seller. He has to receive from the seller. So he might not get the whole of the price, but he may get a rateable dividend, that is a reduced percentage. Proportionate share. So the answer in this case would be D. Okay. If the property has passed to the buyer, he'll get the whole goods. If the property has not passed, then he'll get a proportionate share.